Check. All right, we got it. We're good now. Everything's fine. Everything is great. Hey guys, how's it going? So for reference here, I didn't know I would have to do this twice. Drew, you stop it, you. So I can tell you exactly what happened here. Just a couple of days ago, over the course of last week, we actually had I went in and I upgraded my GPU. I got a new graphics card, bumped it up from my old GTX 1060 all the way up to an RTX 3060. And so naturally what that meant was it messed up everything. Even though like none of this stuff is actually connected to my GPU, I had to do a full BIOS restart, which meant that a lot of things reset, and apparently that not only included the settings that I had for my stream, but also the settings for this stream. And so that's that is what was happening there. So if anybody's curious as to what happens, make sure that you test all your settings after you make any upgrades or additions to your computer, if you are of course streaming off of a computer. If you're not streaming off a computer, then well, this info is probably not the most worthwhile to you, but you know what, it is what it is. So apologies if you see me incessantly blowing my nose or if I sound super stuffy. I am rocking a non-COVID head cold, and my entire head feels super pressurized right now, and I am struggling hard. I keep on having episodes of like of total like glazed over type of deal, just like looking off into space, and then all of a sudden 5 minutes have passed and I'm like, what the hell just happened? So if I seem a little out of it, oh thank you. I'll just sound a little extra nasally. Believe it or not, when I was younger, when I would get sick, that would be when I was able to do some of my like older impressions a little bit better. It was apparently because it meant that I was being a little extra nasally. So I appreciate it though, Drew. I do. Oh, but I figured with couldn't even tell. Wow. Well, here's a little ASMR for you because I can already feel myself dripping here. Oh dear. Jeez. Definitely not what you were expecting, but you know, when it comes to being a teacher, teachers don't take breaks when they're sick. Yeah, teachers do not take breaks when they're sick. They just keep on going here. Blur. The worst type of ASMR for sure. Oh, how's it going, Autumn? Good to see you. Music to my ears. Oh shit. Okay, so I figured with some of the upgrades that I recently just did to my computer, I thought it would be as good a time as ever to talk a little bit about hardware and software for streaming. Something that I've dealt a lot with at this point, kind of tested like what works well, what doesn't work well, and also kind of show that hardware isn't always the most important depending on what it is that you're trying to do. And so specifically, I want to start by talking a little bit about hardware because there's a couple of interesting things here that I want us to sort of understand as streamers, because it is a little interesting to say the least to kind of figure out what works best for you. And so, oh, thank you for the host, Autumn. Much appreciated. Oh, I actually have to update this little guide here. So if you are unfamiliar, there's this great site called kit.co, and it allows you to put together different kits and whatnot. And so specifically this kit that I have here, I've basically shown off all of the different components that I have as part of my computer here. And what's nice about doing something like this is it not only helps you keep track of things, but if somebody goes through here and let's say they want to purchase, like, let's say like my processor that I have, if they purchase it through here, you get a commission. And so kind of a fun little way to just have like a casual thing sitting in the background. If people end up using it, then you get, you know, a little skimmed off the top. I don't remember exactly what the transitional rate is in terms of like fundage and all of that, but I do know that it is a thing, and you can put together multiple kits. So you can see like I have like what my audio setup is like, my PC build, but it helps me to kind of keep track of all of the different components that I have utilized as part of putting together my PC. And so I'm gonna put that here in the chat, and I will also drop it inside of the Discord here. Some plans, lesson plans. And it's kind of fun to see like how your, oh right, it doesn't like to, you gotta put the HTTPS. There we go. Now it's hyperlinked, and there you go, perfect. And so you can kind of see like how I put all of this together. But what's also a very good site to use, especially for those, if there's anybody here right now who's looking to get into building computers of any kind, feel free to, you know, quickly raise your hand here, because there's another site that is going to be extremely helpful for you to figure out what components work and what don't work, and that is a site called PC Part Picker. Now, PC Part Picker is really nice because you can look at completed builds that people have made, but then you can also kind of pick and choose like which components like are within your budget, and then go and kind of decide on which ones work for you. And so once again, you can see all of this here is what my setup is like. Oh yeah, and I love PC Part Picker. PC Part Picker was such an incredible thing to discover. I would totally agree with that, Autumn. It is easily one of my favorite tools for figuring all of this out. Wow, I did not purchase it for that much. Well, what's nice is that you can see like the overall pricing for each of the components that you're looking into, and try to figure out like what is going to work best for you. You just built your next PC on there, gonna be a while, came out to 4,800. Wow, shit, that is intense. That is very intense. What'd you get, like the highest GPU imaginable? That's probably where a lot of the cost came in. If I had to guess, you did a pretty hefty hard drive of some kind. Trying to think of where else the cost could come from. Probably an 11th gen like i9 processor, if I had to guess. But with all of that together, this particular site is fun because you can actually see the compatibility. Like right now it says the compatibility is fine. Right here, they're just saying like some physical constraints are not currently checked. For mine, it's not an issue because the CPU cooler that I use is not nearly too hefty. We can see here that like I've got pretty much maxed out the amount of RAM that I can use. Expansion slots in terms of GPUs and all of that type of stuff. You can see that like if I wanted to add on some additional hard drive, I've got enough space to do all sorts of stuff too. Easier to send him. Oh, all right, Whisper, lay it on me here. Lay it on me here, bud. I had a lot of fun looking at it the last time around, so I'm curious to see here what your build is looking like. Already sent. Perfect. All right, let's take a look. Oh, it's a 12th gen. Holy shit. Okay. All right, so yes, an Intel Core i9 12900K. So it's not even, it's also the overclocked version. Fancy liquid CPU cooler, which, yep, that'll drive it up. Beefy motherboard. Even beefier. That is maybe that's my next upgrade. I gotta get myself even more memory. That's insane. Oh wow. Yep, there's a beefy one right there. $1,500. It's insane that graphics cards are still that pricey. What'd you say wow to? Price went up since the last time you looked? Oh yeah, geez. Yeah, I was about to say, this is nearly $5 grand for a computer that you're looking at here. my buddy here is giving me a look. So I'm assuming this is like the dream build. I can tell you right now, I'd be able to actually point you to a site that you can get Windows 10 for like $5 or $10. Pretty sure GPU is over 60% of the cost of your PC. Yeah. $1,500 for that graphics card. Gotta love scalpers. Scalpers are a bitch and a half. They, yeah, gonna be a community build for community servers and games. Oh, that checks. Yeah, you're gonna be able to run some servers off of this bad boy. Yeah. I was about to say, run a mission. I thought mine could run a mission to Mars, but like mine is might as well be a dinghy, while yours is like, you know, a Jeff Bezos yacht. No, Lego boat.
The one with the battery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nerdy PC stuff. You know it, Scarlett. We're talking all the hardware and software we could here for building a good streaming setup, and what works, what doesn't work, and all of that. Went a little overboard with the liquid cooling, and the motherboard was way too pretty not to go. Hey, Whisper, if it's just your dream build, you know, you can just keep it exactly that way. Yeah, you know what, and that's why I've also thought about getting there's a PC building simulator game on Steam that I was definitely thinking about getting at one point, where you can actually put it all together, go through the entire process, and see what it would look like in like real time in 3D and all that. It is kind of meta, building a computer on a computer, but
like Batman stuff.
And so it is going to run 24/7. You figured liquid cooling was good. Yeah, no, trust me, I don't blame you on that. And yes, it is a lot cheaper than buying all the parts. Yes. Listen, we don't purchase all of those parts. We're no, as far as I know, I mean, I could be totally wrong here, and if I'm assuming anything, please call me out on my shenanigans here. But I don't think any of us are like super famous like raking in thousands, if not millions of dollars like Mr. Beast over here. And if you are, then props to you. I don't know why you're watching this, because this is like this is chances are you figured it out way more than we have. But you know, maybe I'm hoping. How dare you? I am a celebrity. I have IMDb. You know what? That is all good. That is just fine with me. Hey, Boat, what's going on? So obviously, like, this is like the penultimate PC right here. Like, this is gonna be the one where you look at this way later down the line and you end up going with something like this when you know you have the money to do so. You did not bring me to tears this time. Like, I know that PC building, especially when you go above and beyond to really see like what you can achieve, like $5,000 for a PC, like you could totally go more insane, which is kind of crazy to think that you could go even more like above and beyond with your setup here. And so like PC building is not necessarily the cheapest thing in the world, but you know, you get what you pay for, especially when you're the one building it. Like if you were to try and commission somebody else to build this for you, oh boy, you're looking like at least paying like 7 or 8 grand to get this. You saw a building there for 12K? That doesn't shock me. Not even remotely. Now you see, this stuff doesn't stress me because I know that I'm not going to be dealing with this at any point in the near future. The only time that this might happen is if, you know, everything starts taking off. I'm starting to make like a shit ton of money doing this, and then, you know, at that point, I'll make a video of me building this exact PC for you if you want. It's not as cheap as it used to be, but you save on labor costs for sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like that's the entire thing. You want to, you know, it's fairly simple to learn how to build a computer, especially because of the fact that there are so many tutorials online. There are so many videos that you can watch on YouTube. There's a lot of even like specific ones for specific components that you can look up. And so all of that really helps to kind of bring everything together. But Boatshed, that's not to like undermine like what you're saying here as well. It's both simultaneously easy and hard because there's a lot of things you have to remember when you're going through it, and a lot of things that can be forgotten that are very important. And even like one small chord can mean the difference between it working and it not working. You're reminding me you need a new card at some point. Got your RTX in 2020, so you paid a bomb for a 2060 when you should have waited and got a 3070 for the same. Oh, that sucks. I currently, like I said, my GPU I was well overdue on. I had a graphics card from 2018 that I was still running and doing streams with, and like my Apex streams struggled on 30 frames per second at 12 at like light HD, and yeah, 1280 by 720. It struggled on that, and so like I needed to kind of find something, because obviously like when I first built my computer, I wasn't looking into streaming. I was just looking for like personal stuff. And hey Crow, long time no see to you too. You're running on a secondhand PC and just crossing your fingers that it doesn't give out when it does your streaming. Is not, yeah, that's never fun. Well, what's nice is that I've gotten to a point now where I actually have enough components where if I wanted to, all I would need to get is another case and a couple of sticks of RAM, and I have a second computer. Because that's how much I've upgraded this computer that I have since I got it. Because I have another motherboard that has an older processor in it, an old power supply, and I think I have an extra CPU cooler. I have like my old GPU at this point. I really only need the RAM and another case, and I'd be able to make that happen. And you're running a 1050. You know, I gotta hand it to like the 1050s, 1060s, 1070s of the world. They're still chugging along. Like, let's just, I got my money's worth with that. Like, listen, I will never ever like bad talk anybody for using one of those particular types of GPUs, because they are very solid quality. Like, I know that there were a couple that like a couple of graphics cards, I think it was maybe in the 20 series that struggled a bit, but those 1070s, 1060s, like they were a well made piece of hardware. I will say. And then Scarlett here saying that my partner has my GTX 1080 and it's still chugging on. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane how that goes. You built a new PC a couple weeks ago after being on a rusty potato for the That's fantastic. Hey Thomas, what's going on? Bo, you got the 1070 Ti. That probably runs really well. That's another site that I'm gonna have us take a look at here as well. Also, by the way, if you see these, I was going to show you guys. Great thing to get if you are working on PCs. These are static resistant gloves. You can find them fairly cheap on really any like any stores that sell PC parts. So like Amazon, I think I got these for like $5 or $10. Highly recommend using these because you want to make sure that if you're working with the internal components of a PC, that you don't accidentally have any static. That's a very big thing. One small static shock can kill your entire computer. You like getting shocked? It makes you whisper. You're gonna you're chaos. Whisper, your PC has gone through more than it ever should be able to. You have zero complaint. Oh, absolutely. Some 2060s you had to be very careful with when you were shopping for yours. Remember some 20 series that overheating is. Yes, that's what it was. I couldn't remember what the issue was, but I knew that some of the 20 series had some heating issues, and so it seems like the consensus is that the 10 series and the 30 series are the better ones to go for, and to just generally avoid the 20 series. And Crow saying that said, if anyone is looking to upgrade their GPU, now as the time prices are dropping daily, and with the 40 series on the horizon, I think many people will start buying up the 30s when the 30s turn out to be expensive. I don't know. Yes, I kind of agree with that, Crow. That's not the worst thing in the world, because like I went and I looked randomly one day. I was looking to see like what my what the GPU cost was looking like, and I was shocked to see that like when I added it, it was over $1,000 to get the GTX, not the GTX, the RTX 3060, and I elected not to go for the Ti because it was still way too out of my price range. But the 3060, on the other hand, went from being over $1,000 to being I think I paid like $450 for it. And so like it was a super awesome like price drop. And so I do actually agree that like a lot of that is certainly making a shift now. Bro, your new rig is an i7-12700F 3070 Ti, 32 gigs RAM, 1 terabyte. Jeez. Yeah, that I can already tell that like with my 3060, like it's a brand new computer, which is insane. Like how much GPU makes a difference in what it is that I do. And so like everything runs a lot smoother. All my games run a lot smoother. Like it's insane like what the GPU is responsible for and how much of a difference you can feel with it. Do you reckon the crypto crash has anything to do with cards going down? Scarlet, I would say that's probably most of the reason. It's kind of a combination of things, because like we have the issues with crypto, but then also at the same time, like people stop buying from scalpers. Like people would buy up entire stocks of GPUs and then turn around and sell them for like massive profits, but then people are just like, you know what, screw it, like I don't have to get this from you, I'm not going to, you can't make me anymore, like see you later. And then so they started returning their cards, they stopped buying them up in bulk because the demand was no longer there, and so we see the price drop because they actually have stock now, which is nice. And in addition to that, I also kind of the mention of how the 40 series is on the horizon, like, you know, people are kind of waiting out for that, and so less people are buying up the 30 series. Gives us plebes an opportunity to kind of get things going here. Yeah, in games you could barely run at 20 FPS with everything on low and 720p, and you're now at ultra 1440p. Yeah, it's insane what difference a good GPU can make. And Thomas, you got 8 terabyte in this bad boy, and that's overkill. I definitely need some more hard drive. Like, I'm curious here. What is my hard drive space that I've got on this bad boy? Yeah, both of my hard drives are nearly at their limit, and it's just because of all the content creation that I do, between all the video editing that I've done and all the streams that I have saved on here. I gotta back those up because every time I stream, it's giving me a backup of my stream every time I do so. So like all of that right there, like, is taking up a shit ton of space. I'm impressed that I've been able to last this long though with the amount of streams that I've done, because you know I started streaming back in March of 2020, and so it's a lot of streams in between for sure. And Crow, you got your 3070 Ti from a legit seller for around $900. Jeez, that's a lot to keep in mind. That's with 21% VAT and technology generally being more expensive than MSR. Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Do any type of content creation outside of broadcasting, I'd say the more space, the better. Yeah. You started March 2020 as well? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the more space, the better. That's for sure. I'm definitely in need of some additional hard drive space, and thankfully, I have things backed up in a variety of places, and so I might start to maybe not necessarily delete, but I might get like an external hard drive to like store a bunch of things offline just in case, which is you know, another big thing to be important for. Yeah, that 3070 Ti price is not bad. Like, I've seen them for way pricier. It's crazy how cheap HDDs have got. Yeah, remember 1 terabyte being like yeah, I was about to say I have a oh, what is it? Hold on. Yeah, I have a 2 terabyte HDD and a 500 gig SDD. Oh, SSD. Did I say SDD? I mean SSD. Jeez, my my stuffed up brain is getting the best of me here. But something to also keep in mind for everyone who's here is the fact that it's not the softest drive. Something that's important to kind of keep in mind with all of this as well is the fact that it's not vital to have these insane rigs to stream via PC. Like, I know some people who, yes, do stream off of, you know, a standard regular old laptop, and so, oh my goodness, Whisper, I freaking can't. Oh my goodness. What, it's just Bully Thomas Day? Like, geez. We're really being mean here today. Wow. Oh, Thomas, we're gonna give you a big ol' hug. Support the Bully Thomas Day. Oh, you guys just freaking crack me up. He's easily the best community out there. I don't care what anybody says. You guys are the best around. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Oh my goodness. Is that a literally... Oh my... Anyway, so these are all good resources to kind of figure out what works best for you. I will tell you right now that yes, you do not need the crazy stuff to have everything run perfectly for your stream. What a lot of people don't realize is that you don't need to have your Twitch streams at, you know, 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second. Is it nice? Sure. But a lot of people are watching off of their phones, and their phones aren't always going to necessarily be able to stream at that quality. Most of them are going to be in that 1280 by 720. And so it is perfectly okay if your device, you know, cannot handle doing something like that, because it is going to end up, you know, rescaling in some way, shape, or form. Or that's so I feel. Oh my goodness. If you're not a partner, you won't always have rescaling options too. That too, Scarlett. That's a good point to make there. And so it's not necessary to run like an Apex stream at full HD 60 frames per second. Like, you don't have to do that. You can totally get away with just having, you know, more of a, you know, 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second, and it's still gonna look good. It's not gonna look bad. Like, it's still considered HD at that point. You told them to get a laptop with a hub. They really don't need anything powerful, and this way they can at least take it on vacation. That too. In all honesty, I would say one of the best ways to kind of get into streaming, if you want to have more of the customization option for doing things like streaming off of your computer, but maybe your computer can't run games, is getting one of these bad boys. Here, I'll show you guys. Tell you right now, this is a lot less pricey than getting a full rig. You get one of these, you have your console already, hook it up to your laptop, and all of a sudden things work very well. Now this one is unopened. It's I'm testing it over the summer. It's actually my school's, but I'm just making sure that everything works properly, because we ordered more than one for doing announcements at my school. Listen, I've got the serious farmer stand going on here. Like, look at this. So like, literally, like, it is, there is a defined line right there where like I've got like the full-on farmer stand and everything. So you should see, like, my sock tan is even worse. Sock tan is absolutely terrible. And Scarlett saying, I found 720 30 FPS to be sweet spot when you stream at 1080. You had a bunch of complaints that, yep, it was some stuttering. Yep. Even now with my brand new GPU, like, there are certain games like Apex, it just cannot handle the 60 frames full HD. Like, I still gonna scale it down, and I'm okay with that. Also, just because Apex struggles when I'm playing offline and like I'm not streaming it. And then 60 FPS for gamers. You're a music streamer for the most part, so lightly different setup. Yeah. So what's nice about like a music streamer is that for something like that, depending on which software you're running, you can afford to kind of like run it at a slightly higher setting threshold. And so Crow saying my new PC could easily handle a 1080p 60 FPS streaming if only upload was in. Yeah, that's another issue. That's another issue is internet speed. It's crazy to see like what your internet speed is. Great way to do that is if you go and do just like a general Google search and just type in speed test. You can actually go in and test like what your overall internet speed is, and that will also help you to determine different things like bit rate as well. That's another thing that you can use. Like if your computer can't handle it, drop the bit rate down a little bit, and that's totally okay. And yeah, Scarlett, I would agree. It's more about what the viewers can handle, not so much your side. Yeah. And that's how you stream it until dawn. Man of mean streams. Yeah. I will say, like, yeah, this bad boy right here can really get a lot of work done. I have one of the internal ones. It's still one of the, you know, not the 4K one. But I got the internal one because it was just less cords to deal with. But the external just functions just fine. And so, and Crow saying true on my old PC had like a 5-10 second delay just because your computer itself can handle. Yeah. Twitch Inspector is also a bloody good site. Not gonna lie, to check streams. Yes. Twitch Inspector. I'm gonna pull that up here in just a moment. But we're gonna run a speed test here. Let's just see how my internet's doing. 653.2 download and 67.6 upload. Good. Yeah, that is quite good. 28 millisecond delay. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that download speed at 2.5 megabytes, that's rough. Yeah, let's see here. I'm curious. All right. Now, granted, the speed test will change depending on if you're live or not. So like right now, my download speed is not nearly as good as it could be, and my upload speed I've seen much higher than this before. Like this is on the lower side of things that I've seen it before, and I think much of that is because of the fact that I'm actually live right now. If I wasn't live, it would be able to show the speeds are a lot faster, and so you know, that's something to keep in mind on that. While you're live doing a speed test, it's not going to look as good. You had a friend who had 2 below average PCs. They used the Elgato to combine the PCs, so one handled the games and the other handled the stream. So yeah, that's the dream of a lot of people, and that's honestly, I'm thinking about maybe even doing that at some point or another, because I have almost all of the components that I need to make a second PC. I need, you know, one more hard drive, some sticks of RAM, and a case, and I've got a second computer. So and Thomas here saying I'm on 70.1 up to 20.4 down. Okay, that's not bad. That's still not bad. Also remember that it's bits, so divide by 8 to get megabytes, which most people are familiar with. Yes, agreed. Let's pull up Twitch Inspector here. I've not used this in a hot minute. But Twitch Inspector is very fun. And you can see that like recently I was going and I was testing out my new GPU, and so like this right here, that I had 4 unstable events. That was me trying to play Apex while streaming at full HD. So and Crow, I would recommend looking into your internet provider. I have to actually do the same because my bill went up, and I don't know why. I'm curious to see why the overall bill went up on that. Oh, that's why the infrastructure can't handle it. Yeah, that part sucks. That definitely sucks. Oh why did it go up? So, oh, they just started charging more. That's great. That's freaking fantastic. They just started charging me more. Thank you for that, Spectrum. That's real nice. Oh, apparently I might actually be able to afford something like that. That might be cool. Oh, I got a call to see what other plans there are. That's stupid, but anyway. Yeah, I know, Scarlett. I'm right there with you on that one. Bills are freaking ridiculous right now, because, like, I also have, there's, one of my other biggest issues that I have right now is the fact that my, like, my electricity bill is ridiculously expensive on a budget plan. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, goody. I would have actually paid, you know, $40 less this month if I had not been on the budget plan. And so I'm I need to have a conversation with them about that one. So Crow, let's see here. So Crow, yeah, that makes sense. And Thomas saying, not gonna lie, that's what you're thinking of doing when you upgrade. Next move, your 9600K. And your Mobo to a smaller PC, use that to stream from as a few times trying to stream PC games. Yeah, it can get laggy depending on the game. I would not mind having the 2 PC setup. Eventually I'll do that, but probably after you know, maybe we move into an actual house and, you know, I have like a more dedicated space for that. But Scarlett, I totally agree with that. Just every single bill that comes in there, like, why are they charging more? Like, everything's about to collapse and I'm not even gonna be upset about it. Show that site in just a moment here, but Autumn, you probably make the most sense. Why are you charging me more? Oh, well, that's simple. We want more money. Yeah, shocker. But yeah, finding a good spot for a router is challenging when it comes to having a house like that. I guess best thing to do would be to just you know, have you can have Wi-Fi extenders, which are very helpful. They're devices that actually help to take the signal of your like main router and you know, basically it hits off of it, bounces and amplifies it. And so might be something worth looking into, Pro. Those things help out a lot. Electricity is getting more expensive all the time. NVIDIA. Okay, so the next gen GPUs will need half a power plant to get enough. Yeah, that too. GPUs are, yeah. Oh yeah, they're pretty power hungry. That was another reason why I had to upgrade my my stuff for power supply when I got my new motherboard, because it needed more power. It's insane. It's always just more. If you can get away with it, just get a really long cable. That too. Yeah, they have really long ones. Your partner's PC is connected to an internet via 20. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. You should see the cord that I have connected. Like, I used to have to run mine like from a pretty far distance to get mine connected to Ethernet and whatnot. Another thing to utilize for figuring out stuff, we've got this site called user benchmark, gpu.userbenchmark.com. I am once again going to post that in the Discord server. In particular, this site allows you to not just test out and compare GPUs, but also can compare other types of components for your computer. This kind of trend continues. Americans might have to stop buying them because y'all's outlets can handle. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, Crow, I I totally get it. There's a lot of there's a lot of scary things going on here. And I don't honestly know what's going to happen next with all of that. It's going to be very curious to see what ends up happening next. And so this site right here, if you've never used it before, let's say you wanted to compare GPUs. This is exactly what I did when I was looking into getting myself a new GPU. I wanted to compare and see what it would be like to swap from one to another. So if you remember, I had a GTX 1060 6 gigs, so that one right there. And so you can see it's not great, it's not terrible, but then when you go and compare it to the new one that I got, the RTX 3060, and not the TI. I didn't get the TI because even though it says it should be $400, right now they're more pricier than that. But you can see like it gives you a comparison of a variety of different things. So like this right here, 73% more effective speed than my previous GPU. You can see like percentage wise it like breaks down everything in terms of what you're gonna get from each area. And so like all of these areas you can see here, I'd easily be able to run in like hundreds of FPS here. And it also kind of shows you a variety of different like metrics, average bench, and what you're looking at in comparison to all of that. You can see here this one's been used a lot more, but it's an older GPU. But it's nice to be able to kind of look at all of those and be able to see like what it is that you are getting from your, what is it, pretty. That's another thing. It doesn't light up if that's what you're asking. I would love to have it light up. You're thinking about getting the 3060 at first, but you end up dropping the CPU from 12700K to 12700F and got the 3070 Ti. Yeah, so let's just for shits and gigs here, let's see what your 3070 Ti does in comparison to the one that I have here. So you can see yours is like 71% better than mine, which is insane. Like it's ranked 12th in overall speed, and you can see that like, yeah, look at these insane numbers here. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. Nope, don't want it. Your motherboard and GPU both have RGB and you hate it so much. Really? You don't like it? Okay. I mean, I personally like pretty lights and colors and all that. My motherboard has like one component that changes color as it goes, but it's not significant. So if it doesn't blind me with color, I don't want it. You despise RGB and PC part? Okay. All right. Hey, to each their own. There is no problem with that. Everybody, that's another reason why building your own PC is a lot of fun. Because you get to decide which parts you like and which parts you don't. So this is what I basically did. I was thinking between the 3060 Ti and the 3060. I was looking to see like, all right, so it's definitely higher in its effective speed. FPS, it's still, pretty good and whatnot. And so you can kind of see overall, like they say that the RTX 3060 Ti is a little bit better value, but at the same time, one of the major issues here is that like the pricing is still a lot more. And so like for me, I had decided that after looking further into it, that the 3060 would get the job done right what I needed it to do. And so I was able to kind of make that decision from there. You like RGB, but you try to keep it to your branding colors. Yes. Oh, I love that Scarlet. Yes, I'm the same way. I really like, obviously, like right now you can kind of see this is very much a temporary setup. I need to actually hang these on the wall and not just have them, sitting here. But I have like some actual lights to set up to go behind them. And once again, it would obviously go with my channel's theme. And so like, that's another thing. I also really want to get like basically almost like what you would see at like a bar, some of like the neon signs, but have like my logo and have that be like a centerpiece in the back. Like I feel like that would look really, really freaking cool. And you checked in here the 3060 Ti without that is around $500. Yeah, it was like 550 when I was looking. So obviously, once again, if I had waited a little bit longer, there's a possibility I would have gone for that. But when I was looking, I couldn't find anything cheaper than like it was nearly like $600 still. So Scarlet, so white main case, red RGB on RAM, black case. Oh, okay. That's what you want to do with yours. Yes, I like that. Yeah, my colors, you can kind of see here the you know, the blue, white, a little bit of gold trim type of deal, and in a lot of time you also see like black of some kind, but I do like the white as well. I can go rainbow crow, rainbow. Case light is white. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, all of those are fun things to kind of look into. I'm also curious. I did not do a comparison. Well, actually, I might have done a comparison. So I have my current one is an i5 10600K. That's that one right there. The one I had before that was an i3 8350K. That's the one right there. Was it the 8350K? Why doesn't that feel right? Doesn't feel right. Something doesn't something looks off about this. I don't remember why I don't know why this looks off for me, but I thought it was a higher effective speed than this, but maybe I'm wrong. You're also partial to having a little action figure on the inside of your PC. Oh, yeah, that is cool. Same as your keyboard and mouse. Oh yeah, my you can't see it right now, but yeah, I've got like blue and white, and then like there's like a couple of like small components that are like yellow as well. And then even like my my Go XLR is all color themed off of that as well, and so like I do match up everything like that. I'm sorry, Crow. I'm sorry, Crow. I mean, to be fair, with some of these things, like my keyboard, I went for the clickety clack sound. I like the sound. Oh geez, sorry. Excuse me. I like the clickety clack noise, and it just meant that I could also customize the color and whatnot. My Go XLR is going to be lit up no matter what, and so I might as well have it be based off of my brand. And so you're going to be able to show me with the RGB stuff. Well, something else to keep in mind with all of this, Crow, is that once again, what I had said, like, you know, be supportive of those who like it and be supportive of those who don't. That's all. Because it's okay to like your setup being different than other people. Like, I used to run things off of a dinosaur. Like, I was playing like old computer games off of a laptop that couldn't even handle it. So like for me, I don't judge anybody because I remember what it was like. Never support HP. Oh jeez. More ASMR for you guys. Yep, no two people have the same setup. Like, it's the reason why, like, there were a lot of people who would always they would always shame me for going for Intel over AMD. They thought they were AMD had an AMD superiority complex. Yo, what if I had Oh my goodness, that would be insane, Scarlet. You might send Crow into a oh, Apple Sheeple. Listen, what's insane is that, like, I like both for different reasons. Like, I'll use Apple things for certain content creation, and then I'll use my computer for other content creation related things. And so, like, oh yeah, a lot of people don't like Logitech. Yeah, don't look at my mouse. Like, literally, I have like the fanciest setup imaginable, and then my mouse is like literally like a $20 Logitech that I have literally had since I first got this computer back in 2018. And that little monster of a mouse there is still running so strong that, like, I don't even know if I want to like get something that's fancier than that, because it works so well. And I'm so used to it at this point, and so it's insane. You don't mind Apple products, you do take serious issue with the company as of late. That I can understand, Crow. That I can totally understand, because there are some questionable decisions. But then again, like, it's so... And I hate the state of things being the way that they are, because it's hard to find a company that you agree with everything that they do, because at the end of the day, all companies, what they're looking to do is, you know, maximize profits in some way, shape, or form. And so what that means is that you're going to see, like, some questionable decisions being made at one point or another. It's the same reason why, like, you know, do I totally like the fact that I still use Streamlabs? No. Have I supported what they have done with a lot of like the stealing of things? Like, no. Do I still use it? For me, it's kind of gotten to a point where I'm so invested in Streamlabs that, like, for me it's hard to make the shift. I know. Well, I mean, like, I have to use it regardless, because the Team Sanity account is also through Streamlabs as well. But one of the other big things is that, like, it also is part of my income, because people use my code to get, you know, stuff from Streamlabs, and it gives me extra money in my pocket. And so, like, I know it's a struggle, trust me, I know. And, like, for me, like, yeah, it's difficult. It is really difficult to justify it. And for me, the biggest thing is that, like, you know, once again, like, it came down to a monetary thing. I had so many things connected via Streamlabs, and especially because of the fact that, like, it's not even about, like, Streamlabs, the company now. Like, for me, like, there are so many accounts that are connected to Streamlabs where I would have to, like, make, like, brand new accounts and have to try and get everything reconnected, recreate things, like, start from scratch. That's my biggest thing. Like, it was kind of like the same thing with, like, even if I wanted to get something other than an iPhone, I've had an iPhone for so long at this point that, like, I've made so much investment in it that it would be challenging to swap. And that doesn't mean that I don't look into other softwares. Like, I do, I do like very much look into other softwares when it comes to streaming and whatnot, because I still want to be able to understand how all of them work. And maybe one day it'll be like an easy way to kind of transition everything over. But until then, I unfortunately kind of have to roll with what I've got. And trust me, it is a struggle. I think about it on a weekly basis about swapping. And so I definitely understand what you guys are all feeling here, Whisper, Scarlet, Pro, all of you, when it comes to Streamlabs. Streamlabs, on, you know, they helped me through a time in my life where I was, you know, struggling a lot. And so, like, it's another thing that's a struggle. And so eventually, if I can, you know, get everything sorted and figured out and have it be an easy switch, because I also don't want to lose time streaming. I want to make sure that I still am able to stream and it doesn't take me super long to get all set up. Then like I will go at that point for sure. It is definitely something that is on the horizon. I just don't know at which point. But yeah, don't shame me for it, please. I know it's bad. I definitely, if I had to choose, I would probably say, you know, OBS Studio would be the one. Obviously, I see that one used the most. I also have like, you know, a subscription through Streamlabs, and so that's another reason. Like, I got to get my money's worth out of what I've already paid for, and then I can also make the switch. But also Apex, good to see you. And I know that it's worth it. I've been told on a variety of times that would be a really good thing to do. Yes, I have heard Mix It Up. I've been looking into that as well. But yeah, Crow, that's another big thing. I definitely struggle with like I already invested in this, and like, you know, it's definitely a struggle in that regard. But I appreciate you, Apex. I really do. And it's not even a matter of like, will I understand it? I know I'll understand it. You know, I kind of do what I do for a reason. I taught myself how to use all of this stuff, and so at this point, like, I know I can get it all set up on there. I even used the program at my school that they wanted me to get set up called Wirecast, which if you want to talk about something that's insane when it comes to live streaming, this is like television studio type of stuff, but they obviously advertise it as a live streaming type of deal. And like, this is what my school actually invested in. I can show you a little bit of this here. If you haven't heard of Wirecast, there is a reason. It's mostly used for, from what I can tell, like professional studios typically use it more. And let's just say that like it is insane. Like you can see right here, like $600 to get the full studio here. But what's cool about this one is you can have multiple video capture input and live input simultaneously, so you can be on a variety of different computers in different locations, all streaming to the same place. Like that's why this one is more of like an insane, absolutely insane setup. And you can see there's studio and pro. Yeah, this one is probably the most insane, and it comes with a stock library that you can use, like that's in the software. Like this is like the end all be all. This one is the one where like they go seriously insane. Yeah, just learn to code. Yeah. I have some coding experience, but I wouldn't consider myself an expert. I would, you know, I teach a little bit of coding to my students, but nothing as insane as putting together an entire streaming software. But yeah, Apex, I feel like I would definitely pick up OBS and mix it up very quickly. But yeah, trying to, yeah, automate several layers at a time. Yeah, no, I can totally understand that. I know that I can make everything very well. Like I can make my overlays, I can put all the resources together. I know I can do all of that. The other, you know, big issue is finding replacements for some of the things that I have included as part of my Streamlabs account, because you know, I have my like everybody has, like, you know, something like a link tree or some kind. I get the pro version of Willow, which is, you know, another link tree for free, or it's included as part of my subscription for this. And so like I use that quite heftily, and so I'd also have to find another bot, you know, pay for that. And so like it's also a matter of like, you know, finding the right time to also make sure that I have the money in place to pay for all the things that I already have. And Mix It Up does it does look like a lot of fun, that's for sure. But yeah, it's a lot. It definitely is a lot. Interesting. I might have to look into that. Might have to look into that as well. There is nothing Mix It Up can't do that other bots already do. Fair enough. You know what? I will trust you on that one. I will certainly trust you on that one. So don't mind me. I'm struggling here. A lot of head pressure. I need like I need somebody to like just like take like a clamp to my head and just like start pressing in to try and relieve some of the head pressure. I'm gonna be taking a like super hot shower to try and relieve some of this pressure, and a Benadryl is in my future tonight. It's not that the weather's bad. Crow. Listen, don't tempt me with a good time here. I like thighs as much as the next guy. There's a reason why I married my wife. You know, she one of several reasons, I should say. She's yeah. Legs cause glare. Oh my goodness, you you guys. 50 degrees Celsius there. What is it in Celsius here? Hold on, I gotta do conversion because they only give it. We're American. We don't get things in Celsius. Okay, so it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold on. Celsius. Right. Let's have it go Fahrenheit to Celsius. So 83. Yeah, it's 28 degrees Celsius here. Melon fiber. Whisper. Yes, it's toasty here. It's not terrible though. You know, it'll cool off as the night goes. Personally, I like having the windows open more than having air conditioning on. I've always run cold. Right now I'm kind of toasty in here. There's not a whole lot of airflow that's happening at the moment. In this particular room that I'm in, it's probably the toastiest room in the apartment. So, just type XF to YC into Google and it will show the conversion thing. Oh yeah, I just did Celsius to Fahrenheit and it gives it to me. XF to C, you're just, it's okay. How's it the same temperature where you are and where I don't know. I don't know how it's the same temperature over there in England. It's just kind of a toasty day, I guess. We're in desperate need of some rain. It has been a little dry. Like, I'm looking outside right now and the grass is more brown than green at the moment. I think it's supposed to rain in a couple of days here, but oh no, it's only one day now forecasted for rain over the next week. We're supposed to get some thunderstorms on Tuesday. Weather's fuck, thanks. Yes, he's responsible for weather all over the world, absolutely. 50 degrees Celsius today, but it's supposed to be like 27 Celsius on Wednesday. Hold on, I just wanna. Oh, that's too cold. Oh, that's way too cold. 15 Celsius is way too cold. I run super cold, so like, yeah, 15 degrees Celsius is too cold for me. I think there's an international heat wave on most of Europe, Asia, and North and South America. Yeah, that is way too cold for me. Like I said, I run super cold, so I am apparently I am just simply a lizard. That is Dragon. Is optimal? Yeah, for me, like, hold on, let me do the conversion real quick. I'm happiest when it's like at minimum like 24 degrees Celsius. Yeah, like 24 degrees Celsius is like primo weather for me. Because that's about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, I love that type of weather. You know, like people will be running the air conditioner. Like I will physically walk out of the AC and walk into the like 23, 24 degree Celsius day just to get out of the AC because like I will lose feeling in my feet. There's a very real possibility I have some sort of like, you know, blood flow issue of some kind. And so, you know, something quite interesting in that regard. Might be worth looking into. But personally, yeah, I'd rather be too hot than too cold, because when I'm too cold, like I become a miserable little shit. Of course, I don't even live in like a good part of the states to actually like I complain a lot about the cold, and I get it all the time. Helena. When it's too hot, I can't even fall asleep. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm totally used to sleeping with like no blanket. I will totally take a pillow and just sprawl if it's warm enough. And you know, I can't really like I can't really sprawl if you know that is happening. So, you know, when it's cold, like I could have on like multiple layers, but like there are times where like I get cold and like I could have on like wool socks and my feet are like icy to the touch. Like it's terrible. My own personal version of hell was when I got sick. It was during my last semester of my bachelor's degree, and I got sick right around Thanksgiving, and I had like I think it was because I had such a raging fever. I felt like I could not get warm. I had a flannel on. I had flannel pants on. I had, you know, the sheets, comforter, and about 4 to 5 blankets on top of me, and I was violently shivering, and I could not get warm. Your room has floor heating, so that's not it. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's one of the things I want in my future household, is that type. Agree to disagree. If there's anything you hate more than RGB and PC parts being on. I will say a majority of people would rather be too cold than too hot. I'm an oddball. I'm an oddball. And Scarlett, you get cold unless it's 20 degrees. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you on that one. So let's see. I had something else I was gonna talk about here. I think I kind of talked about a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Forget Dragon Squad. Dragon Squad. Yes, I am I'm part of the Lizard League. Anybody knows what that's from, I'll give you a gold star for today. You get top marks if you know what the Lizard League is from. See if anybody knows. Ooh, maybe nobody knows what this is from. So, personally, I just went and did a watch through of this show, recorded myself doing it as well. So, the Lizard League is a reference to, you know, the show on, oh, Crow got it just in time. Crow got it just in time. Yes, according to, oh, you Googled it. That's not fun. Yes. I just did I just finished a watch through of that on YouTube, and highly recommend it. Would definitely watch it if you haven't watched it. It is adult animation at its finest. It is it was a lot of fun to watch, very brutal, and yeah. It was a lot of fun, not gonna lie. Oh, I have Crow. That was actually those are the YouTube videos that I had that actually did the best. Because if we look if we go into my YouTube account here, I can show you, because I actually, those were some of the reactions that I did that took off the fastest. Let's look at, yeah, that's insane. Even in the past 28 days on YouTube, the highest percentage of views that I got were from a video that I posted on February 20th, where I reacted to the second episode. But overall, in the past 365 days, so the past year, a majority of my views, so here's a fun little, for my data freaks in the room here. You can see that, like, my top video of all time is this one right here, slowly approaching 10,000 views. Oh yeah, all the analytics. All the analytics. They have a new book coming out as well. This is about a character from the second campaign, and you have the first book that's about Vex and Max. Ooh, that's cool. But yeah, like this video right here, my reaction to the first episode of Vox Machina. Yeah, it's got 8,320 views. And then, yeah, it kind of goes from there. So, like, episode 2 was second, episode 5 is third, episode 11 is fourth, episode 3 is fifth, and so on and so forth. And you can see, like, almost all of my top videos are from doing that. Do you not like reactors either? Oh, jeez. Fuck Amazon. Okay. Okay. I was about to say, you're getting me worried here. I kind of based a lot of my YouTube content about doing reactions because I got the idea from when I went with my buddy and my wife to see Spider-Man No Way Home. And half the time she was actually watching me instead of watching the movie because I was sometimes more entertaining than the actual movie. And so that was kind of cool. And thank you, Scarlett. I appreciate it. It's insane that I'm closing in on my first 10K video. Absolutely blows my mind. Like, my numbers are not nearly as good as when I did Vox Machina, but I'm hoping that the next batch of videos that I release, which I recently recorded reactions to season 4 of Stranger Things, I seem to have like a lot of a D&D audience, and so I'm kind of excited about that. Here, Crow, I will get you the link here real quick, and I can send that along to you here. Ooh.
Welcome back to the class.
Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Just started playing. Okay, and there you go, Scarlett. Let's see here. So, really considering getting into reaction content, especially within the metal and guitar niche. Ooh, oh, that'd be cool. I have seen a fun niche for people reacting to that stuff, so that'd be really good to get into. Have I watched the series from Dark Viper? I don't know, I haven't. What is that one? From Dark Viper. Hold on. Or is it just Dark Viper? Oh no, I don't react to other people's content on YouTube. No. I don't do that. I react to shows and movies and trailers and all that crap. Because for me, that's a lot of fun to react to that stuff, because I already react. Basically, when I'm on camera and reacting those things, I would be doing that if the camera was not on there. And so, oh, okay. Yeah, you sent it to the Team Sanity Discord. Oh, I love you guys. It will put a new spin on reaction to how bad they are for the creator space as a whole. We watch stuff anyway from time to time, so may as well use it. So, but yeah, the biggest thing with it's a different story when it comes to corporate produced movies and stuff. Oh yeah. No, Crow. I totally understand. There's a lot of people who you know, aren't big on that type of scene. You know, they don't like it. For me, I saw reaction content go up fairly extensively because it was kind of a need for social interaction that wasn't happening during the pandemic. I didn't watch a whole lot of reaction content until pandemic, and it was just because I was able to kind of share that connection with somebody else who enjoyed what I enjoyed, and so that was kind of for me. But no, I'll totally look into the Dark Viper stuff, and see, like, you know, what's up with that. And Scarlet, it would be on the same level as your covers, so music videos, etc. Oh yeah. Listen, I love reaction content. That's just personally my thing. Like, I enjoy doing that stuff. And it's just because I'm a total nerd. Like, I've always been a total nerd, and so, like, you know, it's fun being able to you know, still enjoy the things that I enjoy and still be able to, like, make it for videos. It's helped me learn a lot, that's for sure. Like, doing the videos it's really helped me to kind of learn how everything works. Not gonna lie, doing a cheap Nick Nocturnal, essentially. Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if content works, then content works. Like, you know, like, some people get all nitpicky. Like, you can start to make, like, you get to kind of go outside of your niche when you get a little bit like, bigger. That's really the thing. Made you realize being a guitarist doesn't mean you can only do that, and I like that. I like that a lot. You know, for me, I kind of tested out a variety of different types of YouTube videos when I was first doing this, and it mostly came from the fact that I wanted to see what worked, what didn't work, and what ended up working the best was my reaction content. So you're at about 2K to 4K views per month. That is very impressive. Very, very impressive. Scarlett, what is your YouTube? Do you have it linked on your Twitch? Hold on, I can quickly do that research myself. I would love to give you a quick follow here. Is it your vlog YouTube? It's not the vlog one? Okay. I'll still subscribe, give you something there. That is what Twitch is all about, finding your own niche and what works for you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Should be on your link tree. Got it. Okay. Hold on, all links. Love helping people out. Rocksmith YouTube. Oh, I love it. Yes, I want to subscribe. Absolutely, I do. Thanks for reminding me of that. Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's what I'm here for. I follow you on Twitter. Nope, but I'm going to. I'm just hitting up all the socials here for everybody. Let's see here. I hit you up on TikTok as well. Don't mind me as I just spam all of your accounts. Just getting in on everything. Love being able to, like, it literally cost me nothing to do that. Like, I will go above and beyond to just go and follow people just because, like, that's, oh, yeah, love spam. We love spam. That's exactly how we do it here. Let's see, in the last 7 days I've had 675 views. if you're not, vidIQ is very useful for that stuff. And Carl, that's the thing about reaction content. It works for the people making it, but fucks everyone else included. This is talking about the reactions that are just a person watching random videos and occasionally interjecting with, haha, yes, I agree. Oh yeah, no, I don't do that. No, this is a combination of my tech brain and my English brain. Like, I look at it more as a review, almost. Like, I go in and I break it down like an English teacher would a book. Like, that's the type of stuff that I do. I like to, like, really, it's a space for me to really nerd out. Like, that's what I think. I do this just as much for myself as I do for other people. Like, and that's another thing. Like, if you're making stuff that you don't enjoy, then don't bother doing it in the first place. People are gonna know that you're not enjoying it. Like, when I was watching through and doing all of the reactions for Stranger Things, which those will be the next batch of videos coming out after I edit them, which that is going to be a Herculean task to edit all those, because the videos for those, like, just reacting to the actual episodes, I got to break down like an hour and 15 minutes worth of us actually watching it, because, you know, I take out parts where I'm not really like saying anything, and I remove those because obviously, like, that's not what they came here to see. They didn't come here to watch the episode. They came here to watch the person reacting to it. And so, like, if they're not doing anything, then like cut that part out. Yeah. Used to have a similar opinion on reaction content, but if someone has something to add, it's like bonus fandom content. Yeah. Oh yeah. I feel that way too. Like, I make reaction content, but I watch reaction content too, because it's so much fun to like get all excited about something again with somebody. Because, like, basically reaction should not create a total substitute for the original. Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, I mean, like, that's also a big copyright issue if you do it that way. And so you want to make sure to avoid that. And so, like, you know, like when I go through and I do all of this stuff, like, I will go through and I will, you know, I'll have it go through the copyright stuff. I'll check and see, like, if anything gets claimed, like what's going on. And then I send over, like, you know, if there's a reasonable dispute, then I send that over. But if there's not a reasonable dispute, I go in and I edit it myself to make sure that I am not putting content out there that is a, you know, a substitute for the original video. Like, that's what I do. Like, I do lots of analytical stuff. I do, like, my reactions are big. I get super excited about things that I find super nerdy, and I always have. And, like, I didn't even realize that I was making, like, that I liked reaction content until way later on, but I should have known, because, like, I would find, like, a new, like, movie, show, or video game trailer, and then I would find my friends, I would sit them in front of the computer, I'd pull up the video and I say, all right, don't look yet, because I'd want them to be even surprised about, like, what video was starting to play. And then I'd be like getting excited alongside them, because, like, for me, when it comes to, like, good reactionary content, it's very similar to that of getting to experience that thing that you love so much for the first time again. That's at my core, like, what it should be, because, like, you start to see somebody else get excited and then you start getting excited again. And so, like, it's kind of like an amplifying effect. Yeah, yep, no, totally agree on that. They like the feeling of watching something with someone else. Absolutely. It's kind of a camaraderie of some kind, and that's not me saying that it's for everybody, because it's definitely not for everybody. Like, many people will say that, like, no, I'm not into this type of stuff, and that's totally fine. No, definitely not. You don't want to be stealing shit like that. Absolutely not. I totally agree with that. I used to teach an entire course on stuff like that, about, like, you know, copyright, and I shouldn't say course, an entire unit on stuff like that with internet safety and digital citizenship, because all of that comes from the you know, copyright claims and, you know, copyright in general, and like what fair use is and all that. Like I used to teach that before like my curriculum was what it is now. My curriculum just doesn't have enough time to deal with that. I would love to be able to still cover that in my classes that I teach, because students found it infinitely interesting, because so many students want to be able to make, you know, they want to do content creation in some way, shape, or form. It's a very popular business to get into, and they don't know like anything about it. And so like, you know, knowing that their teacher is a streamer and content creator, they think it's the coolest thing, and they want to learn about that. And so like, you know, it is important to understand what is right, what is wrong, and then like where you have like, you know, fair use and all that. And it's very fascinating stuff to kind of look into. But yes, it shouldn't be like I hate the times where like, especially on TikTok, somebody makes something really incredible, they make an incredible video, and then somebody literally reposts it on like their page, and suddenly it gets like super popular. That, yeah, I can totally understand where you come from that on that, Crow. Which is why like it has to be done right. It definitely has to be done right. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't being done right, for sure. Absolutely. And so wow, 480 subscribers. That's insane. I am not it's insane that we're at that point where I'm at 480 subscribers. I'm almost halfway to monetization at this point. That's crazy. That's all. That's YouTube is a lot more work than Twitch. I will tell that to my dying day, that making videos for YouTube is way more work than streaming on Twitch. Although I will say that's not to like, that's also not to take away from anybody either when it comes to streaming on Twitch, because there's almost like there's a lot more physical work that goes into YouTube, but for me there's a lot more mental work that goes into streaming on Twitch. And so like it's kind of like a balancing act. Scarlett, not that you earn from your videos, but you wish there was a way you could be a split of income, for example. You're all for the original artist getting ad revenue, but also the amount of work I put into it. I'd even take like 10% cut on same content. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's another like interesting debate on YouTube, when like, for example, the like I posted a 30-minute video, and at one point or another there is like a small tidbit of like there's a little like song used for like comedic purposes, or like it was sentimental purposes or whatever. It literally takes up like maybe 20 seconds of the video, but because they claimed it, they get the revenue for the entire video. Like, yeah, I can see it, but then like where do you justify like where that like cutoff point is? So like that's obviously they go all or nothing on that. Really don't recommend watching you really recommend watching the video from Dark Viper. You don't want to get too into it, but it's not just about the direct monetary gain, it's also about taking away impressions from all the creators with essentially stolen repo. Yeah, no, I will definitely be looking into that for sure. I'm assuming it's Dark Viper AU. Let's see. We have a playlist. My React content. Okay, so that's it right there. Okay. Yeah, the videos definitely look different. I'm always up for like looking into like different areas and whatnot. So yeah, I'll definitely be looking into that, Crow. We'll have to chat about it a little bit more, because you know, obviously you know, people have different opinions on it, and so I want to make sure that, you know, I'm respectful of all of those different opinions, and make sure to kind of you know, draw from multiple sources. Also, what I'm saying is in regards to me playing an instrument, transforming the content, not straight up say, no. I totally get you, Scarlett. I know you were, I know what you're talking about. The music is an interesting beast. That's no, I totally, like, no, yours is on a different scale in that regard. I have like little to no experience when it comes to music streams and music videos and content creation for performers of any kind. So yeah, that's something I don't necessarily understand as much. So it's also the issue with this topic. Everyone has their own definition of what a reaction is, and their own more. But yeah, well, that's the entire internet. We could take a nosedive into like everything having to do with the internet and what people say are morally right and wrong, and what is okay, what is not okay. Because like people would even say that, like, you know, 10-20 years ago, there were people who, you know, would play ads on their YouTube channel and then be like, oh, they're total sellouts, or like, you know, they basically saw that as morally wrong, that like they're making these videos and they're, you know, showing an ad, or they take a sponsorship and whatnot, when nowadays like it's kind of like the norm and a lot more accepting. So like it's very interesting, like looking into that, and like all like it's kind of like a internet culture study in a sense, which is kind of fun. DV mentions music as something separate, mainly because music can be and is enjoyed over and over. Yes, no, I feel that. I wish your base reaction was instantly no. That is all good, Scarlett. Like reactors of, for instance, educational videos where the reaction makes the original piece worthless. Yeah, that I don't like. Once again, if it makes the original worthless, if it becomes a replacement for the original, then it shouldn't be made. I definitely agree in that sense. If it totally like changes up the content, and that's also comes into issue of, once again, copyright. If people are able to get that out there, then they manage to get into the right social circles. Most of the time there's something weird going on behind the scenes to allow them to even post that stuff in the first place, because if it's blatant stealing of content, then like it shouldn't even be up. But then again, like the internet's not perfect, and they find ways around it, which is unfortunate. So any last things here? I know I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there. I'm definitely starting to gaze off into the distance a little bit here. Copyright is so complicated. You can have permission from an artist and it can still get claimed. Yeah, no, trust me, I know. It's so weird. Like I've gone through and like I've done like reactions before and had like no restriction at all, and then I've done the next episode and it's gotten claimed. So like it's very much a gray area. Yes, and that's another reason why I like to teach that stuff, Crow, because it is an interesting concept that not a whole lot of people do understand, and so like having that understanding is very helpful, especially if it's somebody wanting to go into content creation. Essentially thinking, yes, he said he agrees that one bit, so it's fair use because he added something. Yeah, but yeah, that's another thing. Like I would even say that like there should be a percentage in place. Like they figure out a percentage, basically saying like it's X percentage of, well, I don't even know if that would work, because like people could argue, like, if they're talking over something, because like that's like in a lot of my stuff, like I don't typically like include in my videos any dead air where I'm not talking. But since it's in the background, like, would that be considered my content or their content, or how much percentage their content, how much percentage is my content? It's weird. And like I always transform everything so that, like, you know, there's a watermark on it. Sometimes I'll flip the video, or I'll make it so that, like, you know, it's really strictly unviewable unless you have already watched it in its entirety in a full, like in another place, because that's how you should do it. If you're watching reaction content, you should first watch the original, then you can go and watch the reaction. That's how it should be. And that's what I always say in my videos, like, go watch the actual stuff first and then come back. Don't do it. Don't watch this here. Yeah, I don't think a percentage will work either. Instance response, someone responding to get it. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So yeah, that wouldn't even work either. I'm clearly not the person to update copyright laws. I understand them as they work as of this moment, but I wouldn't know how to update them. But it's interesting topic to kind of discuss. Maybe we'll do that next time. We'll talk about how copyright works. Maybe that'll be a good video topic for not next week, but the following week. How much you need so you can accurately respond while at the same time making sure you're not actively or accidentally taking the person out of context. Yeah, that too, because that can get into like defamation issues when you take them out of context, because that can totally change the message that is happening. So that yeah, no, makes some very interesting points here. Okay, so let's see here. No, it's not a simple issue, and that's why I think it would actually not be the worst thing in the world to talk about copyright in our next Academy stream. We could go fully in depth on that, because copyright is not just inside of the space of YouTube, like we're talking about right now, but like Twitch, like there's all sorts of copyright stuff. Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that it's gonna be an hour long. There's a lot of stuff you can talk about in that regard. So let's see here. I think that it is about time for a raid, because I'm starting to slowly fade as the pressure on my head increases. I'm thinking food and a good night's sleep are going to be in order, because I have my first day of summer school tomorrow. I will be teaching a very interesting unit on empathy in games, basically using games as a form of literature. And so I'm very excited to see where that takes these kids, as it is considered more of an enrichment program. And so I was able to kind of write my own curriculum for it, which is something that I went to school for. And so I'm very excited to kind of see where that takes me. But I want to make sure that I am at the highest strength possible, because right now I feel like all sorts of poop. You wouldn't know it by how passionate I got about that, because that was Pro and Scarlet and Whisper, like all of you gave me some very good talking points that I got very passionate about, so I do appreciate that. I love having back and forth conversations, and so thank you for being here and giving me some extra stuff to talk about. Like, wasn't my original plan, but I am totally okay with where it went on this. And so let's go take a look and see what is going on in the Twitchverse. Oh, of course, Whisper. And yeah, absolutely, Scarlet. Yeah, Listen, I love chatting with you guys just as much as you guys supposedly love chatting with me. So I do really appreciate it. Listen, this is really the only place that I get to talk about this stuff, and so like it's very exciting kind of getting to talk more about it. And remember, RGB is rainbows. Rainbows and unicorns. If anybody has a recommended person to hit up with the raid today, I would be more than happy to take some suggestions here. I obviously have like a couple of people that I could give some love to. Stella, hi pretty girl. You wanna come say hi to everybody while they decide on the raid? Stella, oh, don't flop over there. I can't reach you. Hold on, come here. Everybody wants to say hi. Yeah. Oh. It's okay, girl. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Oh. Stop showing your butt to the internet. You wanna flop on the floor. Listen, Stella would have a great OnlyFans. Let's just say she loves showing her butt off. Go. Yeah, you're daddy's girl. That's a weird looking dog. Oh, Abby. I feel you purring. You happy girl? Yeah, we got kitty cats here. No dogs. You want ups? You want ups? What do you want? Probably want to go back down on the ground. I do feel you purring, girl. Yeah, she wants me to come down to ground level so that she can flop on the floor and I can give her belly rubs. She's cute. I'll give her that much. Okay. Let's see who we've got to raid here. Did anybody... Looks a lot like your cat. Aw, that's so cute. Also, I love that emote, Scarlet. That's a great emote. Hi, Stella girl. Yes, I know, we're very cute and we know it. Okay. Do we have any Team Sanity folks around? Jen is online, is live at the moment. Crunchy Streams, they're another oh, pardon me. They're oh, jeez. I yawned and inhaled cat hair. Guys, I'm doing great. Gotta run for the raid, need a shower. Crow, you go do that. I will absolutely have a good one, and you have a good one as well. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Yeah, you know what? Let's go give Jenna's online some love. She is a close member of the Team Sanity community. She has a couple of buddies who are within the community as well, so yeah, why not? We'll give Jen a little bit of love here. She's a lot of fun. So thank you everybody for joining today. I'm gonna go have some dinner and chill for a little bit before school tomorrow, and love all you beautiful faces. I'll see you guys soon. Class, you're dismissed. Bye everybody.